Yo, what's up Hemifam family? Welcome back to another awesome, exciting video for you guys. In today's video, John from Lux Auto Concepts sent us out a care package for the car show that we are going to this Saturday. What's today? Thursday. But before we get off into today's video, be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Give this video a huge thumbs up if you liked it, if it helped you. Follow us on social media, like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram. That way you do not miss all the awesome videos we post for you, just like the one we are doing today. So, like I said, guys, we have a car show on Saturday. We are going to Winter Wonder Slam 3 there in San Diego. We will be in the G-Spot AutoWorks booth with all of our family. So, pull on up, guys. So like I said, I called John up and I was like, hey bro, I got a car show. I need something to change the car just a little bit. And he says, say no more fam, I got you. 2 days later, he sent out a care package and he sent out something that's really gonna change the look of the car, guys. And I am super excited to get this on here. But he sent out some of these shark mouth decals, which is a really great way to change up the look of your vehicle, spice it up a little bit. And like I said, if you have a camo wrap, oh my gosh, it's gonna look that much better, guys. But let me go ahead and show you on the car what I am talking about, and then we will show you how to install it, how to get it on your car, give you all the links, information you need to buy one, and you guys can get your very own. So let's check it out, guys. All right, guys, so like I said, he sent out the shark mouth decal. This is available on the website right now, and you can use promo code Hemishark, Hemishark, and I'm not sure how much yet. That is yet to be determined, but it will save you a percentage on your shark mouth decals. And check the video description because I will put the coupon code that you can use to save some money on these shark mouth decals. Keep in mind, this is a limited time sale. So, I mean, we may run it for a few days. We may run it for a week. So if you are interested in getting the shark mouth decal on your car, hit the link in the video description and the promo code. That way you can check it out. Let me see if I can get you guys a little better view. I know it's kind of dark in here. I have the garage door shut to keep the car clean from dust. But this is a real awesome product here, guys, because it is air release vinyl. So it's gonna install just like vinyl with air release, easy install. It has a protective cover on the top, so when you're squeegeeing, laying it down, you're not going to have any issues whatsoever. If your car isn't debadged, you may need to debadge it, as it goes up around here and it's pretty much down low. So I did kind of position it without debadging it, but it just looks so much better with it debadged, and we rolled with it debadged, guys. So with all that good stuff being said, let's go ahead and get it on the car, guys. And I'll show you just how easy it is to install. Oh, before we do that, it also comes with ice. So, I mean, it's the full package, guys, with everything. So let's go ahead and get this on the other side of the car. All right, guys, so one of the very first things we are going to need to do to complete this install is debadge the 392 and Hemi on the side if you still have them. What I'm using here is just some heat, fishing line, and some old Goo Gone that I had. So a little bit of elbow grease and they will come off. And then here at the very end, I am just prepping the surface to get the shark decal lined up so there's no contaminants left behind. to mess with the vinyl adhering to the paint. Okay guys, once you have the door and the fender section all prepped and cleaned, I went ahead and cleaned the entire door because I wasn't sure where I was gonna stick the shark mouth. Be sure you do have enough of the mouth hanging over in the front near the tire so you can wrap that around and it looks like a nice clean install. So now I'm just taking some of the painter's tape and laying some tacks there at the top. What that is going to do is help keep this big ginormous decal in place and exactly where I want it when I start peeling the backing paper and doing the install. You just need a few strips of painter's tape on the tops and bottoms, and that's pretty much going to keep it where it needs to be. And you can then start on the next step, which is going to be removing the backing paper there at the front and starting the install. Okay, so I had already pre-installed the driver's side shark. So what I'm doing here is just taking some measurements and making sure it is exactly where it needs to be as far as the height goes. So like I said, you want to leave enough to carry over. What I'm doing here is removing one of the push pins because where I have the shark decal, it covers that pin, and I want to remove the pin, lay the vinyl nice and flat and wrap it over the metal part, and then I will put the push pin back. So again, make sure the surface is nice and clean, and once you have it clean and ready to go, we can then start the install process, and that's going to be right here in the front, and we're going to work our way back. So if you have two people, it's really going to help out somebody to hold one piece of the vinyl. I am doing this by myself, obviously, so trying to find the perfect angle and way to cut this without cutting the car, the actual vinyl, it was kind of tough, guys, but we made it happen. So like I said, once you get it how you can cut it, just trim, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 inches. Don't get too ahead of yourself, and we will then start to apply the decal here in the front of the vehicle. Okay, like I said, it took a little bit, but we finally got it off. And once you do, nothing fancy, don't need any heat, just start where the backing paper leaves off. And I mean, you can even just use your hand at this point. Get the vinyl laid down, tucked down there in the front. That way it has a nice firm point to attach on the car, and you can now begin removing more of the backing paper on the back and just completing that install ever so slowly towards the back of the vehicle. This decal does have a protective front that we are going to remove later. So I mean, you don't have to be super careful with your squeegee, but just continue to slowly and evenly lay this vinyl down. Try not to get any creases or bubbles. If you do, you can peel it back, use a little bit of heat if needed. But I mean, this decal is a real simple install. As long as you just take your time, work it little by little. Don't peel too much of the backing paper off in one time. Don't get ahead of yourself. Little bits of pieces at a time. Work those sections into the paint like I'm doing here. And you can use a little bit of heat if needed, especially in the kind of crease of the door. The vinyl wants to kind of crease up, but it's not that bad. Like I said, just work it very gently with a squeegee and you'll get a nice flat finish, and just carry that throughout the side of the decal, and she will lay nice and flat, guys. Okay guys, at this point the entire decal should be on the car, no backing paper left in the back or the front, and you can then just kind of go over with your hand the squeegee. Just make sure there's no bubbles, any wrinkles, everything is flat, laying as it should. And in a few seconds here, we will come back with the heat gun and basically bond the vinyl to the paint in a sense. Heat up the vinyl, make sure it is gonna want to stick to where we just applied it. On the edges, when you are doing the heat, a little bit of bubbles and things in the vinyl may start to pop out, but that's okay. Just work the vinyl in with your hand with a squeegee, and any bubbles that rise or come up from the heat will in fact go away. At this point, I still have the protective layer on the vinyl still on the car, and once I get done with the heat, any bubbles, anything's squeegeeing stuff down, we will then remove the protective backing paper that is on the vinyl and expose the real nice gloss printed finish that is on here. This is 3M vinyl that has been used as the base, so it does have air release channels just like vinyl wrap. So you're gonna get a nice, clean, easy install every time. This is also meant to be installed dry like we're doing, obviously. So again, work some heat into the vinyl. You will see some bubbles and things pop up. Just squeegee them down, get them out with your hand, and you guys will be good to go. And then we will move on to the next step here, guys. Okay, so now we are at probably one of the hardest parts of this whole install, and that is going to be finding a location and getting the protective cover in a spot where you can peel the protective cover without peeling the vinyl decal off of the paint. As you can see here, I was like, you know what, I just can't get it on the car. I'm gonna peel it back a little bit. So once you get the protective cover peeled or started, you can then peel back ever so gently and slowly, guys. You don't want to rush it. You don't want to pull at a weird angle. Kind of fold the protective film over itself and pull it that way. You don't want to just pull straight up, because you then risk pulling up the vinyl decal that we just laid, pulling it, tearing it, and you're not going to be happy if it does. It may lift a little bit in certain areas. If that happens, just rub them with your finger or your thumb back down and it'll be good to go, guys. So just continue the pulling process very gently and slowly until you get to the end, and then we will do our final heat on the main portion of the vinyl. Tuck it over in the edge in the wheel well, cut it, and put our clip back into place. Okay guys, we are at the final steps here. We got the protective backing off. At this point, we are going to heat the vinyl. Be sure to heat the door crease and just kind of work it in there with your thumb or a squeegee, whichever way you feel more comfortable. Basically kind of stretch it out just a hair into that crack, because we will be cutting it, and once it's cut, we will tuck it into the door jambs to give it a nice clean finish. So once we get to this point, you are going to need your heat gun and a little bit of heat. We just want to give the vinyl a little bit of warmth so it can pull and stretch, because we are going to be rolling it and folding it over that center or that metal piece, because we do want to tuck it behind that metal piece so it just kind of flows with the paint and it looks a whole lot better, guys. So you don't need a whole lot of heat, just a little bit to kind of pull, stretch it a little bit and get it tucked over. And once you have it tucked over, you can work it into around the edge of the metal. And once you have it worked where you want it, you can then trim it away with a nice wrap knife of your choice. Okay, so once we have it all heated and stretched, we are going to take our wrap blade and very so gently cut right down in the center. Be careful, there is a rubber kind of a gasket in there. You don't want to slice or cut that. Be sure it is off to the side, and give it a nice straight even cut, which we will then use a squeegee to tuck into the crevice and give it a nice clean, almost painted look to it, guys. And always when you are done with the cut and tucking the vinyl in where it needs to be, always use your heat gun in the end, because that is going to help seal the vinyl around those edges and lock it into place for the long haul, guys. Alright guys, that is how you install this shark mouth decal on a 2015 Charger. It is basically going to be the same process on a Challenger, any kind of car that you put this on. It is a real simple install. I mean, it's a kind of a big intimidating piece, but it isn't. Lux has made it very simple for you guys. Now the eyes are super easy to install. What you can do is put some tape on the back of the eye before you install it, and stick that on your car. You can move it front to back, up and down. That way you don't stick it and then you're like, well dude, I don't like where the eye is. So you can play with it a little bit before you go all in 100%. Once you find exactly where you want the eye, it is a super easy process. Peel off the backing paper, stick the eye where you want it, peel off the protective paper on the eye, and she is good to go. Always heat it up a little bit after. And once you have the eye on one side, measure it from the crack of the door back, top, bottom, and then use those same measurements on the other side. Slap the eye on there. It doesn't have to be 100% perfect, because there's no way people can look at both of your sides of your car at the same time. It's one or the other, as long as they are in the general area, and it's gonna look good, guys. So I really hope you enjoyed today's video. I know it has been a little long, but this is how you install this decal on your cars. Be sure to check the video description for a link to order this shark mouth decal and maybe a promo code to save you a little bit of money. Check the video description for all of our social media links and handles. Be sure to follow us there. Like this video if it helped you. Be sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future videos as they go live. And with all that being said guys, I really can't thank each and every one of you enough for tuning in, watching, and as always, we will see you in the next one. Peace.